I'll explain something that's very sensitive for lenders, having been someone who's been a lender and who reviewed at least 120 mortgage applications, credit applications every day. I'll explain something that pisses off lenders and will get your application flagged or declined on the spot. Most mortgage agents, mortgage brokers might review one application a day or a few a week. As a lender, you basically get a ton of application, especially on Mondays. And based on your quota, you need to review at least 120 to 150 a day. You need to get things done, and you have a few minutes to review each application and move on, assuming there's no issues, right? Let's take this, for example. Let's assume that this is a bank statement, right? Traditional bank statement, okay? And on this, you have all your transaction, right? So month and then in and out. But then you have a very common issue is that you, for example, decide that you want to hide something, okay? So let's say that take this and you decide that you don't want to show this to the bank, to the lender. And you strike those out. Let's assume that things that we saw was lots of gambling, lots of LCBO trips in a day. We saw OnlyFans, we saw subscription to some very questionable websites, everything. So as a lender, we don't really care. The lender doesn't care what you do with your money. The lender has, or the person, the underwriter at the lender has a very specific job to check that. Let's say if you come up with your 5% down over the last 90 days prior to the application submission of the application date, and we need $43,248, those transactions need to match and get us to 43,248. That's it. The lender won't question unless that's huge amounts of material amounts compared to your salary or your down payment. And there's in and outs, they might question it. But if that's $100, $200, $58, they don't have time to waste to question that. So hiding those like this will get, best case, your application red flag and sent back to your mortgage broker to get more information. Worst case, if that's in the afternoon and the underwriter or the lender is busy and is pissed off already and hate their job, this application gets declined right away and sent back to be resubmitted, and you waste more time. So imagine if that's now you have your 3 days to confirm, get the approval and confirm the financing condition with the lender, and you've already lost 1 day. Now you go from here, top of the pile, to here. Completely low priority for this lender because you've already wasted their time and they have their quota to keep their job. So now you wasted 1 day. Now you have 2 days left. Your mortgage broker need to send that back and you have 48 hours. The seller is waiting for your answer. Two real estate agents are waiting for your answer to see if you can proceed with the approval. And now everyone is getting stressed because of one simple thing. So this, to conclude, this should never, ever happen. Never hide anything from the lender. The lender has access to every piece of information, financial and non-financial information that they want to know, because they're the one giving you hundreds of thousands of dollars for your house. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments below. And if you need to get pre-approved right now is a great time. Reach out to us. We'll show you exactly what kind of documents we will need, how we will need to present the documentation to the lender to make sure you get approved on the spot. We want to, as the lender takes the documentation from us, that it's pristine and clean, so that when you look at this and they look at this, to be like, wow, these guys are super organized, meaning the down payment has been accumulated over 90 days. Here's the amount, A, B, C, D, boom, approved. Should be a 10-15 minute thing, and they love your file, meaning they'll be like, okay, so we need this, proceed to approval. That's a very organized client. That's the type of clients we work with. That's the type of clients we educate how to basically keep the lender happy to be able to have a very smooth and stress-free mortgage process.